I wanted to make this video for a very long time, and the main reason is to give a tribute to some of the best smartphone operating systems that don't exist anymore. They were discontinued for several reasons, uh, but in my opinion, there was the, some of the best, if not probably the best uh, ones out there, and that existed. And even to this day, the innovations that they did still hold up uh, like to the fullest, and we'll see it once you see this. I don't know, some of you may have seen this, but some of the innovations, uh, if you are using iOS or Android, you will see those innovations uh, in some form or the other. So the first, I'm going to show two specific ones that I think were the best. The first one is the WebOS by Palm, and this was released in 2009. It was developed by Palm, and I never got a chance to experience it. And this was released in the US, and I was, you know, that, and even when I went to US for my studies, I never got a chance to physically see it in in person. But in 2009, I was obviously in high school. Sorry, I was in middle school. So yeah, that was not a thing. But anyways, I was trying to find this particular uh, image of the system in in the in archive.org or some of those places, but I don't think they're available. But anyways, so the second best option was to check for any folks, and LeanOS is one of them. And it was forked from the WebOS open source version. And both Palm Pre and the LeanOS are based on the, obviously LeanOS has to be, but Palm Pre was based on the Linux kernel. And what I'm going to show is, it's truly impressive. Uh, let's check it out. So managed to install this on a virtual box. So the first thing, is probably, the interface is super simple for that time period. But obviously, you're seeing skeuomorphic icons, which are amazing, and holds up to this data as well. The super sleek has that 3D glowing skeuomorphic effect, but yeah. So the first thing you would notice is this bar right here, and I'm pretty sure you're starting to notice all the modern imprints that were defined back then. So if I launch the web browser, obviously there's a Google, it's opened and everything. But and this is the keyboard, and then if I press this thing, obviously it takes us to the multitasking mode, and then I can open up mail, and it opens up mail. I click that again, and I could switch apps. So the multitasking, back then defining something like this, I think is I mean, you need next level understanding of uh, human computer interaction to achieve something like this. And I, salute Palm for achieving something like this back then. Uh, so, I mean, you could obviously cancel the, you know, exit or close one of them like this. And obviously, you could see all these things in the modern Android and iOS with the same bar and everything. The gestures, if I, based on the videos that I saw, almost one to one in some sense, uh, and it works the same way. Uh, but obviously, this is the sort of main attraction that I wanted to talk about is this multitasking thing. But I haven't tried this on this, but maybe you can also like group different apps one by one if you do it that way. So uh, let's try it out. Yeah, yeah, you could do this on this one. Yeah, sure. I mean, it was a fork, so maybe you would be able to achieve this. So just think of it. I mean, even in modern Android or iOS things, even though some of these things that the uh, majority of the interaction mechanism is something that uh, we see, but some of these things probably became redundant in as we started modernizing some of the interaction mechanisms. But this is amazing. I mean, you can see you can individually close stuff. I mean, just appreciate the amount of work that they did to research all these things. I mean, even iPhone revolutionized the smartphone industry, but I mean, this was something to look at, uh, and you start to reap the benefits of it even to this day. Uh, there is a yeah, and also if you look at the keyboards, by the way, for that time, I mean, I don't know if this particular keyboard was there back then, but but it's like still, I mean, the fact that what was the first release that was on the Android? Okay, so Android Gingerbread was released back in 2010. So what was the one before it? Was okay. So the other one was yeah. So the previous one was Android. The one before the previous one was Froyo. Sorry, Eclair. So that one, I don't think I've used it. No, there's no way I would be using that. No, so there's no way. But anyways, even I remember using my first phone was this HTC Pico, I think. I don't. Yeah, HTC Explorer. That was my first phone. It's grade 10. After passing my grade 10, I got the uh, HTC Explorer. But the HTC Sense UI was amazing, brother. Amazing. But it was it was running on 256 megabytes of RAM, if I remember correctly. But anyways, even that didn't have it. even though it was very much well optimized, loved it by the way. But there were certain things that it had, which like there are certain things that the palm tree invented that even the HTC Explorer interface or the interaction mechanisms that I didn't see. So I mean, this is, I mean, I'm all full of appreciation for this thing. But obviously, the interface had certain things which yeah. So there you go. Yeah, thing. So anyways, yeah. So if I open up this thing, obviously I could see the app menu, and let's type something up just to, yeah. So this one is using obviously you can do the next column. So all of them, but I mean I'm pretty sure the original palm tree didn't have a terminal on them, but anyways, but I mean it's amazing. And like I said, this thing was the revolutionary interaction mechanism that we see. But yeah, I think I haven't tried this out too much, but this was the main thing that I wanted to discuss. And just for reference, I mean, just for, but I mean, I'm searching for that. So, but it's somewhere here, right? Uh, in the center. That's what you see. That's random. Yeah, sure. I mean, that's okay. So the second one is is something that I used physically, and this was right after the HTC Explorer. I got it. It's called the Windows Phone, and so so the first physical device after HTC Explorer is was the Lumia 520. So that's what I got because I wanted to try out uh, Android. Gingerbread was the introduction for me when it comes to phone mobile operating system. I wouldn't say true mobile operating system, but it was something that I owned, right? Uh, I tried Symbian before that. My cousins, elder cousins, they had phones, Nokia. I tried it through them, but the Windows, the Nokia Lumia 520 was something I used after the STC school. I was in high school at that, and the Windows Phone obviously didn't succeed because of the application ecosystem. And I still think to, but I will come back to this. But anyways, I will, can go ranting about it a lot. But okay, so I also got this. I don't think Microsoft allows you to download these things. Uh, I mean, it's not available on their official website, but I think few years ago I was trying to do the same thing, and I was able to download the exact copy of the Windows Phone 8 from their website officially. But I don't think I tried downloading it um, yesterday, but no, I mean none of them were there. So this is something that I found on the internet. This is running the full operating system virtualized, and this is running specifically the Windows Phone 8. And that was, I think, Lumia 520 had Windows Phone 8. I never got to try Windows Phone 7, but I mean it's more or less the same when it comes to the interface. The the thing to appreciate is that the Lumia 520, if I remember correctly, it was running 512 megabytes of RAM. I mean, let's check it out. See, yes, yeah, yeah. So it was running 512 on 512 megabytes of RAM and 8 gigs of internal. Everything, and we keep saying that the hardware and software combination that Apple provides is is incredible. But the fact that Microsoft was able to achieve this uh, with their partnership with Nokia, I mean that is, I mean you need immense symbiotic relationship with your partner to achieve this level of hardware and software, you know, experience. 512 megabytes of RAM, and the fact that this is running smoothly, you know, in that thing, in that hardware, the operating system shows how much engineering that Microsoft did. And if I'm not wrong, it was running on the Windows NT kernel. Was it Windows? I'm just fact checking some of these things so that maybe Windows RT would. Yeah, so the Windows Phone 7 was using a Windows CE kernel, but the after 7 they switched to the Windows NT. But here's the thing, regardless of what vendor the Nokia, I haven't tried Samsung, but I was imagine Samsung or Huawei. Yeah, it says Huawei as well. I don't remember seeing any as. But HTC and Samsung, I mean, I would imagine them having the same experience. So, so Microsoft was able to pull off something like this uh, in the 2013 or 14 era. I mean, that is you, and you gotta give credit to Microsoft for that. Right now, see the animations. I mean, experience is everything, and I keep saying this that you cannot, you can make thousands of features. You can have thousands of features, and that a feature is something that can be replicated. But what you cannot replicate is experience. I mean, it's very hard to copy an experience that is similar to the Apple's ecosystem. Similarly, the Google's browser-based ecosystem, whatever Google apps that you use, the workspace suite, and the fact that if you're running Google Docs in one workspace and the one on another device, I mean that level of thing is something that is very hard to replicate. So like I said, feature is something that can be replicated. but you cannot replicate experience that easily. It's very very hard. So there's this app that I remember on the Windows phone, and it was called the Xbox app. And if you open up, just look at the thing, the transition that is actually I don't know what kind of wizardry that they're doing, but they're probably changing the rotation on the z-axis. But the way the transitions are happening and all these things all happening in the performance. So obviously you have the same kind of multitasking. I don't know if it's Windows 8.1 or 8. I don't think I cannot use it. But they could have a drop down. They had a drop down menu uh, that I saw on Windows Phone 8.1. I think that was the update. Lumia 5 Lumia 520 got it. So so and obviously the the light tile is something that they used for. You could see those things in, I think you can find several articles on how the iOS 26, the new widget systems, how they update. I mean, even the new Android widgets, I mean, the way they update, I mean, you could see the inspiration where it came from, right? Uh, but I think the fact that all of these experiences were provided in such a small form factor and such a low end form factor to for today's standards. I mean, this is incredible, right? So so the the rant part that I was talking is that uh, Nokia tried achieving. I think Nokia also. So they released two phones. I think I don't remember the name. Cannot search it right now. Yeah, yeah. I think was it 5? Yeah. So Nokia. It was. I can't remember the name. Nokia X. Yeah, so let me show you this thing. It was released in 2014. And I still think if Microsoft used Android as the base and used the same interface, the same type of optimization from a user experience standpoint, user UI UX standpoint, if they did the same thing but using Android as the base, I think something could have worked out. I think it could have worked out. This is my understanding. I mean, so this was based on Android, but the experience was again you can see it was running 512 megabytes of RAM, and it was I think they targeted even lower end consumers or sort of as a feature phone experience. But no, I mean if Nokia and Microsoft tried this, sort the sort of having an exclusive license with Microsoft to um, have the UI layer of Windows Phone, but on top of Android, I think it would have worked out. Maybe I'm totally wrong, but this is the this is this was something that I talked about, I posted on X, I think, a way back. I posted something like that. Random thought. But yeah, I mean, so I'm not gonna take more time, but I think it's a good way to end this. But Windows Phone was this two phones, I think, will brought in real revolution when it comes to the user experience of smartphones. I mean, you're able to see it to this day. Windows Phone and the Web OS. So yeah, that is something I wanted to put up as a tribute video. Have it on my. I'm not very regular on my YouTube, so just put it out there.